Kyra Cards for Engearment.com. Here today with another perspective on EXPED Skyline pack. Today I have the 30-liter with me, and we're going to talk about some of the slight adjustments from the 45, as well as all of the bells and whistles this pack encapsulates. Many of you will hopefully know EXPED from their long line of camping mattresses, but they also do a fair bit of other stuff, including this here backpack, which is the Skyline. This is the 30-liter. If you want to see more about the 45-liter, go check out Sean's video. But this thing is rife with features. It is absolutely ridiculous. I do not know where to start. EXPED has packed this thing full of so many small bells and whistles that make for an incredibly functional pack that it's ridiculous. So we'll just start with some of the main features, the sizing. I am about 6'1", 6'2", and I'm currently wearing the medium large, which I sit right teetering between the two size points. But the small medium is designed for if you're like 19.5 inches of torso height or under about, and the medium large is a bit above that. They have a bit of crossover, but this thing is pretty comfortable. The system and sizing is incredibly adjustable. So you can adjust where the back actually sits. We'll get into that more in a moment. Obviously, you have adjustable loops here that you can also adjust from the top. If I pull down like that, these side waist belt loops can be pulled in, and they have the actual adjustable thing on the side here instead of on the clip, which I find a lot more comfortable. I really like that. And then once you have it tight enough, you can just slide these out of the way so they're not catching on anything. And then, of course, you have the two bottom shoulder strap adjusters, which is fantastic. And then always you got that chest strap. And all of these, aside from these, which you can tuck away in here, all of these straps are going to be complete with a Velcro little tab that you can use to, once you've rolled the strap up to a point that is comfortable, you can just Velcro it down on itself to, again, prevent that extra hanging material. But let's get into the actual features. There is a bunch of loops like this or like other loops throughout the pack. So if you like clipping things to yourself, I'm a huge proponent of clipping things to myself, much to my father's chagrin, but I love it. It is fantastic. There is little loops like this for things like keys, or if you have sunglasses that you can clip on. Fantastic for that. There's also bigger loops on the back of the pack. We'll get to those in a second. There is these massive waist belt straps, pockets, which I fit a whole shirt inside just to show you how big they are. But fantastic spot for a phone, maybe some snacks. I like keeping my sunscreen close on hand. It's great for that. They have an elasticated pocket here. So again, good for a phone or a GPS system. If you're out in territory that requires maybe a beacon, you'll probably fit something like that in here, or sunglasses. Again, similar thing over here, which was again be good for sunglasses. You can strap things down with this adjustable piece of cord. The chest strap is, of course, adjustable up and down, which makes it nice and easy to use. And then let's get into more of the actual features. As you can see, straight off the bat, there's a bunch of space for water. There's a bunch of compartments. There's an elasticated front pocket. There is, again, there's 4 water bottle holders, which is absolutely ridiculous. Inside the pack, and actually like behind it, there's room for a bladder, which you can put in here. And then it's hard to fully tell because of the mesh lining over it, but this back system is incredibly comfortable and ergonomic. It is designed to really shape to your back comfortably, as well as help air move through. This will help prevent, in spite of having a pretty heavy load in here, I'm carrying a 70-meter rope and some climbing gear right now. This has helped really shed a lot of moisture, help keep airflow on my back. Now, this section is Velcro adjustable. There's another set of Velcros there, so you can move the actual back plate up or down, which again makes that sizing a lot more versatile. And then, as you can see, these are also incredibly padded, so very comfortable fit. And I've been wearing this on shorter hikes. I've yet to take it out for an overnight trip, but I would imagine it would be very comfortable with a heavier load. And I also have been using it for travel. So I've taken this all around as my carry-on pack. And it has performed wonderfully in the airport. I've been really pleasantly surprised by that. And we'll get into more of why that is later. But As you can see, 4 very nicely elasticated water bottle holders, huge. You can stick a whole Nalgene in them, and you can also tighten them up. So if you have a bottle that's a bit smaller, it's a bit easier to adjust. I've stuck a whole fleece in one of them. I had some of my camera gear in the other. So great water bottle pockets. In the front here, we have a sizable elasticated compartment, which I'll take the helmet out of for a second. But a lot of space. Again, things that are elasticated means you can fit different loads in here. So I'll stick a tent in here sometimes, or one of my camping mats. And then another fantastic feature is alongside the elasticated stretch part of a bag, this is one of the highest product kind of wearing points in backpacks, is this stretchy area. And so they have just full cord in here that will not wear as quickly. Again, you can clip things to it, but it also means that even when the top of this eventually wears out, which will take forever, and even if it does wear out, EXPED has a wonderful repair system. We'll get into more of that later, but this will continue to be clippable even after this top elasticated part is gone. This has another clipping point up here. So if you want to secure that front a bit differently, you have the capacity to do that. Again, there's more loops here, and they can also be stowed into these little pockets here relatively easily. So again, if you don't want things hanging off of you, great way to get them out of your way. Another fantastic feature of this bag, and I've dropped a water bottle there, but you will see this little zipper compartment on the bottom has a full water liner. So especially in Colorado right now, it's been a little bit interesting with the weather. You never know what you're going to get. So that's a really nice, comforting feature while the weather is crazy. But it is now time to open this thing up and again, talk about all the things inside of it. So first off, an essential, in my opinion, of any bag is a pocket in the brain. And this thing is super spacious. It zips all the way down on one side and only to the edge on the other side, which means you have a different level of accessibility without worrying about it fully flapping open and everything falling out. And the entire bag is designed like this. I love that feature ability. Again, you have the main compartment zip, which zips down to here so you can unscrew the whole brain. But on the opposing side, you can unzip the entire bag, which is ridiculous. And you have, again, more compartmentalization inside of the bag. So you have this little mesh liner here to stick a water bottle or organize your headlamps, something like that. But we'll get the whole thing opened up for you in a second. I'm going to take all my gear out of it. The inside is complete with, again, nice elasticated band, which you could put another water bladder in. You can hang things off of these clips. You have a nice mesh top compartment pocket. And the inside, and another reason why I really think this is a fantastic travel bag, is you have 2 more mesh compartments. So you can organize your clothing or your gear. You can make sure that you have a system in your packing, which is absolutely ridiculous. You also won't be able to see it, but this frame right here is a nice lightweight steel U-frame, which helps really change where the load's sitting on your back, make it more comfortable, make all the weight more dispersed. And I've noticed that, especially when you're carrying something like a climbing rope, kind of sits in your bag funky unless you pack it really well. I didn't want to do all that today. And the weight and the load was very well dispersed because of how this back system is set up. And then here at the bottom, you can take that water liner out of it, but it will take up a little bit of space in the bottom of the pack, but it is not a huge issue. And again, super comforting to have that on hand. The final things I'll talk about with this bag is what I've been using it for. And like I mentioned, great day pack, fantastic for just longer hikes or hikes where you're carrying all of your friends' gear. I like to make sure I carry a bunch of extra layers and water for my girlfriend when we're out on questionable days. So it's super fantastic for that. I think 30 liters is a bit bigger than I would usually go for just a day pack, but for longer adventures, it is fantastic. And again, that travel piece, this is so good. It fits in an overhead compartment of a plane, so great carry-on size. It has that compartmentalization, which is super helpful when you're traveling, so you can stick your dirty socks in one compartment, keeping everything else clean, things like that. You have the top brain pocket, which is super spacious and well designed. which makes it easy to store electronics or things. The other things that I think it would be really helpful with are a very lightweight overnight trip. So if you don't have too much stuff, if you can stick it all in here, absolutely go for it. This is heavier than a lot of bags I would use for a lightweight trip, but it is super comfortable. And sometimes that little extra weight is worthwhile to make sure you are staying comfy on the trail. And then just all of the different featureability means this pack has so many diverse applications. You have all of these different things that you can clip things to. So I've been hanging climbing shoes off of this. You have another few clips like down here that you can stick things onto. You can easily set up poles in this. There's a little pole clip in here, so you can run poles down here connected to here. Whilst it might not be my first choice for winter activities like mountaineering or ski touring, you could definitely use this bag for really high output intense activities. It is made with recycled polyester with a 450 by 300D rating, so really durable. There's a bit of a water resistant coating in it, so it will perform in almost any environment. It is a fantastic, really do everything bag. And whilst it is not specialized for any one thing, I like something in my toolkit that means I don't need any more of a toolkit. I'm always a huge fan of that. So if you're looking for a single bag to do everything with, the Skyline's a really great option. The last thing I want to talk about with this bag is, of course, not just the bag, but EXPED as a whole, is environmental conscientiousness. Like a lot of outdoor companies, they put a lot of effort into making sure things are done ethically to keep the places we love to play in safe. They do a really good job of it. Like I mentioned, this bag is made with recycled materials. All of the textiles used in this bag are Blue Sign approved, which is really awesome. It is PFC and PFAS free, which again, ridiculous, super awesome to see companies starting to kind of get rid of all of those nasty chemicals. And then the highlight of EXPED's just whole business model, in my opinion, is their repairs program. And I'll link more information in bio. But essentially, you can just ship any of your things back, and especially with their mats, they get a lot of mat punctures. They will help you repair it. They'll help you piece things back together, which will help maintain a item's longevity, but it'll also just keep you from buying a new thing and tossing something else in the landfill. Being able to reuse a pack and having assistance in keeping that pack reusable for longer periods of time means less environmental waste, more use out of an item, less production, less consumerism. All of these things are fantastic. And the fact that EXPED as a company is promoting that is so cool to see. And one of the reasons why I would really encourage you to look into their items is not only is it an investment in your future when you eventually rip something, because let's be honest, when you're outside, it can be a little burly, things will go wrong, but also it's an investment in the entire world's future, keeping your impact lower, helping reduce the amount of just consumption you have when being outside. So if you're looking for a do-it-all pack, nothing specialized, but something that will do just about everything, the Skyline 30 liter is a fantastic choice. And if you're looking for other pack options, something a bit more burly for longer trips, the 45 liter, or something a bit more mellow, the 20 liter, there's options. Give them all a check out and keep updated with what EXPED does. Tarot Cards signing out.